Welcome to Blunt Talk. This is Carol at 420 Friendly. There has been a lot of concern with consumers and patients about the recent continuing resolution that passed on November 12, 2025. Let's talk about it. In 2012, Washington State passed the Cannabis Bill I-502 and Colorado passed the Amendment 64. This allowed for the legal sale of recreational cannabis, opening the door to end the prohibition of cannabis nationwide. Today, 24 states allow recreational cannabis to be sold in their states, with 40 states allowing for medical sales. On November 12, 2025, a continuing resolution was signed, ending the longest government shutdown in history. In this resolution, there was a provision to ban, close a loophole, of hemp-derived THC. This ban goes into effect on November 10, 2026. What does this mean, and what needs to happen to ensure that patients and recreational consumers alike can obtain cannabis products after the ban goes into effect? Cannabis sativa is an annual herbaceous flowering plant first classified in 1753. Indigenous to Eastern Asia, but found worldwide due to cultivation, it is used for a variety of purposes, including the production of industrial fiber, seed oil, food, and medicine, as well as recreational and spiritual use. While both hemp and cannabis are members of the cannabis sativa family, they differ significantly in their chemical composition and intended use. Hemp plants are also morphologically different. They are tall and slender with long, narrow leaves and has a delta-9 THC level of 0.3% or less. Hemp is legally grown in most countries for industrial, biofuels, and textile uses. Marijuana, aka cannabis, is primarily grown for its medicinal and recreational psychoactive effects with delta-9 THC level of more than 0.3%. It is these differences that make the legal definition of hemp and cannabis different. The legal definition of hemp in the United States, established by the 2018 Farm Bill, refers to the cannabis sativa plant and its parts, including seeds, derivatives, extracts, and cannabinoids, with a delta-9 THC concentration of no more than 0.3% on a dry weight basis. Thus, this legalization removed hemp from the Controlled Substances Act, allowing for its federal legalization as an agricultural commodity. Let me repeat this. This legislation removed hemp from the Controlled Substances Act, allowing for its federal legalization as an agricultural commodity. The key distinction between legal hemp and cannabis under this law is the 0.3% delta-9 THC limit. Any cannabis plant exceeding this is considered cannabis and remains a Schedule I controlled substance. The hemp industry took this narrow definition of THC and ran with it, with little to no oversight on the products they were about to introduce to the market, and with a broad lack of understanding of THC by the public they were introducing those products to. There are at least 7 notable types of THC, which include isomers, analogs, and precursors that naturally occur in the cannabis plant in varying concentrations, as well as synthetically derived forms. The most common, well-known naturally occurring types are delta-9 THC. This is the primary psychoactive compound most commonly associated with cannabis and the high it produces. It is the most abundant form of THC found in the cannabis plant. THCA, the non-psychoactive precursor to delta-9 THC found in raw cannabis. When heated, a process called decarboxylation, THCA converts into delta-9 THC. Delta-8 THC, an isomer found in trace amounts in the plant. The average amount of naturally occurring delta-8 THC in hemp or cannabis is very low, typically less than 0.1%. This is far too little for most consumers, so the Delta 8 on the market today is usually manufactured by converting CBD through a chemical process found in high concentration in hemp plants into Delta 8 THC. Delta 10 THC. Another isomer found in minimal quantities, Delta 10 THC isn't commonly found in nature. Because of this, it's manufactured in a laboratory for industrial and commercial purposes. THCV, a minor cannabinoid that has a slightly different chemical structure. It is non-psychoactive at low doses, but can be psychoactive at higher doses. THCP, a recently discovered homologue with a longer carbon chain that reportedly binds to cannabinoid receptors with much greater affinity than Delta 9 THC, making it extremely potent. THCB, another recently discovered homologue similar to THCP but with a shorter side chain. Delta 9 THCO acetate and Delta 8 THCO acetate, a semi-synthetic derivative that was categorized as a Schedule I by the federal government in February of 2023. The specific effects, potency, and legal status can vary significantly. It is created by a chemical process using an extremely toxic chemical called acetic anhydride. Acetic anhydride is a colorless liquid used to produce plastics, fibers, dyes, and explosives. Hemp-derived intoxicating cannabinoids that are chemically derived, meaning that unlike cannabis, whose intoxicating cannabinoid is Delta 9 THC, these cannabinoids are created to replicate Delta 9 THC. They include, but are not limited to, Delta 6 THC, Delta 11 THC, THCJD, PHC, HHC, HHCP, and HXC. While the mainstream and independent media want you to believe that the new hemp ban will remove THC nationwide, that is not true. 26 states have implemented bans or regulations that effectively make hemp-derived THC products illegal for general sale and possession. In other states, Delta 8 is heavily regulated and only available through licensed dispensaries or subject to strict potency limits that make most commercial products non-compliant. These states are Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Idaho, Iowa, Kansas, Louisiana, Michigan, Mississippi, Montana, Nevada, New York, North Dakota, Oregon, Rhode Island, South Dakota, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, West Virginia, and in 2023, Washington State's legislature passed a law that only licensed cannabis retailers may sell products with detectable levels of THC to consumers. It is illegal for unlicensed stores to sell products with any detectable levels of THC, including hemp-derived and synthetic THC, like Delta 8 THC. The sale of K2, spice, and bath salts is also prohibited. So, what's the point of banning hemp products now if half of the U.S. states already do all or in part? The primary problem with many hemp products stems from the lack of consistent safety regulations and oversight. leading to public health concerns over untested, intoxicating chemical variants and potential contaminants. Many hemp-derived cannabinoids like delta-8 THC, delta-10 THC, and HHC have not been evaluated or approved by the FDA for safe use. There is limited information on their long-term health effects. The manufacturing process for converting CBD into other cannabinoids often involves strong acids and catalysts that can produce untested and potentially harmful byproducts or contaminants if not properly purified. Products may contain heavy metals, solvents, pesticides, or other chemicals. Products have often inaccurate labels regarding their cannabinoid content, with some found to be higher or lower THC levels than advertised or legally permitted. Some hemp-derived products can be significantly more potent than traditional cannabis was in past decades, leading to potential health problems, including psychosis, lung injury, and accidental overdose. The Farm Bill did not impose a nationwide age restriction on hemp-derived THC. For a hemp product to be mailable, the shipper must ensure that the product, including any derivatives, must not exceed 0.3% delta-9 THC concentration on a dry weight basis. The hemp must be sourced from a producer licensed by a state department of Agriculture under the 2018 Farm Bill. The mailer must comply with all applicable federal, state, and local laws pertaining to hemp production, processing, distribution, and sales. This includes ensuring the destination state also permits the product. It is this last section that is the problem. Even though the rules state that all applicable federal, state, and local laws pertaining to hemp production, processing, distribution, and sales must be followed, there is no oversight, and all 26 of those states that strictly limit or have outright banned hemp-derived THC have products arriving daily in mailboxes, with advertising and websites promoting legal in all 50 states, when that simply is not true. Since the passage of the 2018 Farm Bill, there have been significant hemp-cannabis overlap. This includes, but is not limited to, seeds and seedlings being sent to legal cannabis markets, production of cannabinoids other than THC, such as CBG and CBN, that are sold to legal cannabis markets and must adhere to those legal market consumer laws regarding pesticides, heavy metals, etc. To learn more about THC, please see our video THC under the cannabinoid playlist. I have also posted an excellent video called The Problematic Rise of Delta-8 that can be found under posts in our YouTube channel. The legal definition of THC is changing on November 10, 2026. The new law will redefine hemp by including a total THC concentration, meaning it will encompass all forms of THC to include THCA, delta-9, delta-8, delta-10, and other isonomers of not more than 0.3% on a dry weight basis. It will also impose a strict cap of 4.4 milligrams of total THC per container for final products and prohibit cannabinoids synthesized or manufactured outside of the plant. These changes are intended to address intoxicating hemp-derived products and are expected to impact most current hemp products when they take effect. Will this impact CBD? While non-intoxicating, CBD itself is not the target of the ban. The low total THC limits mean that many full-spectrum CBD products, which contain trace amounts of natural THC, may exceed the new limits and become illegal. As of today, November 20th, 2025, we have just shy of a year before this ban goes into effect. Is this an opportunity to reschedule cannabis and merge the hemp and cannabis markets into one? Maybe. While I don't profess to know the future, what I do know is that now is the time to have conversations with our elected officials about cannabis, especially if you live in those 24 states that have access to hemp products over the last several years. I also believe that in those conversations, we need to address other benefits of hemp and encourage the government to invest in hemp's renewable value, in addition to creating a second revenue stream for our cannabis waste. Hemp and bamboo are both sustainable, fast growing plants that require minimal water, pesticides, and land, and can be used for a wide variety of products from textiles to construction materials. They are excellent carbon sinks, absorbing large amounts of carbon dioxide as they grow. An acre of hemp can produce as much paper as 2 to 4 acres of trees per year, and its fiber is more efficient for paper production due to its high cellulose content. Additionally, hemp is fast growing and can be harvested within months, unlike trees that take 20 to 80 years to mature. Food products that are non intoxicating include hemp milk, protein, seeds, while building materials range from concrete alternatives such as hempcrete to insulation, rope, paint, and siding. The strong fibers of the plant are used for paper, textiles, and biofuels. Hemp batteries may even replace lithium someday. We just don't have the infrastructure or the incentive to invest in it yet. The bottom line is, while the change in hemp rules may create some hiccups in the legal cannabis industry, if you reside in one of the 24 legal cannabis states, unless something drastic happens, you are safe from the ban as products are already highly regulated and technically still federally illegal. So that's it for this edition of Blunt Talk. This is a developing story, and we will be following it closely over the next year. Stay tuned, stay curious, and if you found this interesting, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking questions. If you liked today's video, please leave us a like and a subscribe. And hey, a comment if there's something you want us specifically to address. Until next time, peace.